Hi, this is Shanae Finlayson, member of LANS, with this week's edition of our weekly updates. For more information on who we are and what we do, as well as other weekly updates like this one, you can always follow us on Twitter at LANS_JA. That is LANDS_JA. Or you can visit our website at jalands.org. That's JALANDS.org. This week, I'll be discussing the handling of the tourism industry and what it means for Jamaica during the COVID-19 pandemic, how one sector is playing their part in increasing our vaccination numbers, and the hot topic of the week, the resignation of the now former Agriculture Minister, Floyd Green. In the Jamaica Observer article titled "We're Safe," published on Monday, September 13, 2021, the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, JHTA, said that the overall adherence to the COVID-19 protocols by the players in the tourism industry has ensured that between January 1 and August 31, to be more specific, the average positivity rate amongst visitors to the island was 0.7%. And then went further to say that between June 2020, which was when the borders reopened, and now in September, the overall average positivity rate amongst visitors has been around 1%, give or take. This article came just under a week after the Jamaica Tourist Board released a statement on September 7th, celebrating Jamaica's millionth visitor to the island since the borders were reopened in June 2020. What these numbers mean is that out of 1 million visitors to the island in the past 15 months since June 2020, 10,000 of that million has tested positive for COVID-19 when they entered the island. And they have been celebrating this. Obviously, they are pushing the idea that this is very good for the country. But here are just two problems with this proclamation. One is that Jamaica's population is still under 10%, I should say, fully vaccinated, which obviously puts the entire country at risk because of the new strains of the virus, such as Delta and the Mu variants. They continue to be discovered, each more aggressive than the last variant, and those have been imported by visitors to the island. Not to mention, these visitors coming into the island are coming from countries where vaccines are much more readily available. So much, in fact, that countries such as the US have been hoarding vaccines and depriving countries of whatever little access they could have had to these vaccines. That leads me to my second point, that there are currently no vaccination mandates for visitors to the island. And Prime Minister Andrew Holness made it very clear that there are no intentions of making any of those mandates either. This means that we can't even guarantee the lower transmission rates that the vaccine provides from visitors to citizens, even if the country keeps the borders open. The least that should have been taking place is that the risk of transmission is kept low as possible by mandating this. It's not as if these countries, especially the three main corridors, which would be the US, Canada, and the UK, it's not as if they don't have access to the vaccines. Jamaica is now experiencing its third spike since the very first case hit our shores in March 2020, with cases over 500 daily plus double-digit death figures on many days. As the Jamaican government continues to bend over backwards to accommodate the tourism industry, it is clear that despite what the headline says, we're not safe. On to another COVID-19 related topic. And this is from a Gleaner article dated Wednesday, September 15, 2021, and it's titled Transport Group Launching Vaccine Education Campaign Today. The Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services, TODSS, revealed that about 70% of the transport sector, which is more than 35,000 drivers of public passenger vehicles and over 32,000 owners of these vehicles, are responding negatively to the COVID-19 vaccines. They've said that the campaign will be mainly to debunk the myths that are widespread about the vaccine. This, no doubt, it's a source of worry because of just how many people use public transport on a daily basis and are not only exposed to misinformation through traveling in this way, but the virus itself because of the structure of the public transportation system in Jamaica. While I'm happy that the group is doing their part to help increase the vaccine uptake and to set the record straight when it comes to the vaccines, I share the same sentiments that I did when the Household Workers Association revealed just under 2 months ago that they would be launching a similar initiative for the workers in their membership, which is that these organizations should not have had to bear the weight of public education squarely on their shoulders. There have been infinite missed opportunities by the government to have a properly structured, effective, and timely public education strategy that could have made the ground that these groups have had to cover much less than it is now, so that they wouldn't have to make up this much ground at this stage in the game when things are pretty serious. It now definitely feels that we're playing catch up in countering this misinformation, which actually did not start yesterday. So this should have been started a long time ago, not so much by these groups, but by the government. That's, of course, one of the missed opportunities. So I definitely support this initiative by TODSS, as I said before. And finally, I don't think I could complete this weekly update without making mention of one thing that has had our attention this past week, and that is the video that has surfaced of the now former Agriculture Minister Floyd Green, in which he was seen at a birthday party at a hotel in Kingston with Councillor for the Mona Division, Andrew Bellamy, Green's advisor in the Ministry of Agriculture, Gabrielle Hilton. It was actually her birthday party, among other notable persons on a no movement day, with COVID-19 protocol breaches in full view. I'm sure most of us have seen that video by now, but in case you didn't, phrases such as no movement day and post it tomorrow could be heard. This is obviously pretty terrible. The breaches that took place, especially being out unauthorized after curfew or no movement orders have been in effect, are ones that we have seen the state take harsh action on for regular citizens. And of course, we are in a pandemic. A government official blatantly flouting these guidelines that they themselves insist are to keep Jamaicans safe is pretty disrespectful. Within a day of this video hitting the internet, Floyd Green resigned from his post as Agriculture Minister, but will still remain the Member of Parliament for South West St. Elizabeth. Andrew Bellamy and Gabrielle Hilton have also resigned from their numerous positions on government boards. Now, truth be told, the resignation actually doesn't mean anything in a country where not only do officials normally not resign after being caught red-handed participating in some very egregious and sometimes criminal activities, but at times, a lot of the times, resignation is leveraged by the government to gain praise for quote unquote being tough on corruption. Um, this case was no different, as this was what was done by several officials following Green's resignation, including some ministers, the press secretary in the office of the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister himself. What also tends to happen after is that these quote unquote disgraced officials are reassigned to another cabinet portfolio, oftentimes in the wastebasket of offenders known as the office of the Prime Minister. In fact, the Prime Minister has already stated that he will be looking to engage Floyd Green in other areas. We shouldn't buy into this because this is not accountability. Because what is learned here? In addition, if Green and others escapes accountability under the Disaster Risk Management Act, the show of supposed accountability would be further weakened. That's all from me today, though. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lance_JA and check out our website at jalance.org for more weekly updates and more information about us. My name is Shanae Finlayson. Do have a great week.